Sorry, mad rush. I've not even checked whether my hair and my makeup is straight or anything like that. And I've also just been running around like a mad thing trying to decide what to do. So yeah, we're going to wing it today and hope for the best, but I'm hoping that we will do something a little bit different. So I have pulled out one of my galaxy backgrounds. As we know, I really love creating galaxy backgrounds. It looks like this one was done with watercolour. And I'm going to try stamping over it with these house stamps. We still have a couple of these left in stock, not many. Like, we're literally down to the last couple on all of those. So we will get those out and see what we can create. So for some reason, your comments aren't coming up. I'm just going to send my husband a quick message because the comments aren't loading, and we will see what's occurring. So at the minute, if I'm not saying hello, I do apologise. I can see who's on Instagram. So hello Geppetta RT People, hello Rianne, hello Yvonne. I can see that there's 4 of you on Facebook and 4 of you on YouTube. Hello to all of you guys. I hope you're having a lovely chat to each other. I'm sorry I can't see you at the minute. Hubby has been out. He's literally just come in, which is why I've ran down to the studio and I'm hoping for the best. Sorry, so I'm just messaging him now and hopefully he will come and rescue me at some point. But for now, we will just carry on as though everything is working. And yes, let's just get started. I'm going to flip you around. Yeah, look at an absolute state. Flip you around and yeah, we can start crafting. Hello Yvonne, hello Claire, lovely to see you. So let me just flip you around and sort the lighting out. And we will see what we can do and hope that husband comes and rescues me at some point. Oh yeah, here he comes. Here comes the cavalry. I have comments for Instagram, but the YouTube and Facebook one isn't working. But we are live, so we're just going to keep going and hope that any technical fiddling that happens at the side here doesn't affect the live too much. So at the beginning, we are not going to see a huge amount of stuff because you're not going to see it till we put the embossing powder on. Oh, I'm seeing a Facebook. If somebody on Facebook can say hello and somebody on YouTube can just pop in now, I think we've got it working. But just so I can double check before Hubster disappears again, that would be grand. I can see that Sue has said hello to Rianne on Facebook. That's all I can see right now. Hello Scrap L on Instagram. Lovely to have you with us. So I'm going to stamp with Cookie Vela. Hello. Hi. Excellent. Thank you guys. We've now got messages on YouTube and Sue. Right. Now I feel like I can talk to you all properly. So hello Potter's Cottage Crafts and Pauline. Hi Alison. Hi Sue. Hi Rianne. Right, so I decided that this would be good to do. I don't actually really know what we're doing. We are creating a fantasy village in the sky because quite frankly, why not? Why not indeed? So what has everybody been up to today? I've been doing really exciting admin work. It's been thrilling. Right, so I'm going to stamp this one here. And you're not going to see anything at the beginning, so I do apologise. We're going to have to just wait a little moment for the magic to happen. I'm going to stamp this one here. I think something occurred there because I heard a sticky... Actually, I can't see that at all, so we're just going to stamp and emboss as we go. I'm just going to plug the old heat gun in. Hi, Sheila. Thank you, Pauline. So this is... a background that I created forever ago. So on my YouTube channel somewhere there is a video that's called 3 ways to create a galaxy background, and we looked at doing it with alcohol markers, watercolours and acrylics. So this is the watercolour version, and then it's just been sat in my stash and I've done nothing with it. So we're going to attempt to do something with it today. I've not practiced this. I don't really know what I'm doing, so we will learn together and see what occurs. There we go. We can kind of see a bit of a house now. Hi Jackie. Hi Sheila. So I ask this a lot every time I do embossing really, but it's still really interesting to me. How many people started crafting because they saw the embossing technique? I don't know, it's just one of those things that it's amazing. It's like watching magic. It's amazing how it works, and I just never tire of it. Right, I'm going to get the house that's the opposite. I don't know whether we should put the street in between. No, I'm just making this up as I go along now. Right, so this is Higglety Lodge, so the house faces opposite the one that we've just done. So I'm going to put them both in there. And then we can always fill up little extras. Hello, Craft and Cake with Billy. How are you? And how is everybody? Right. I'm going to do this one, and we will do the same thing. I'll probably end up just working on this sheet and then transferring it into a journal later. I don't know that we'll do that tonight, but we'll just see. I kind of think it'd be quite cool. We'll have it going on a cloud. I would quite like some little extra bits like the trees and the lampposts and things. Actually, I think a lamppost would be really cool, but we might have to do some form of masking for that. So let's just get these houses done, and then we can move on. Your son just passed his driving test. Oh, but you're in panic mode. I can understand that. It's like delighted for them, but also terrified at the same time. I remember my mum and dad feeling like that. Thankfully, it's a good few years before Kezia starts learning to drive. At the minute, I'm just nervous about her going up to high school after the summer. But yeah, I can imagine as a mum how terrifying that would be. I'm just thinking about how my mum and dad said they just like all they saw was like the little girl in pigtails, and then suddenly letting her off in a car. Right, okay, let's get this embossed, and then what we're going to do, just realised all my paintbrushes and my water are also up at the house because I decided to clean them and I've not brought them back down. So I'm just having a little glance to see what water I have. I think I might manage to makeshift something, unless hubby's still watching, in which case. You're new here. Oh, lovely to have you with us. It's always exciting to have new crafters. What sort of, I'm taking that you enjoy cake making. In fact, it's crafting, or is that you eat cake whilst you craft? Hi Irene, lovely to have you with us. So we're just embossing this. I think the most dramatic embossing is when you see gold embossing. Right. Okay, so I have a white tub here that holds pipettes and things. I'm just literally going to have to run across to the other side of the studio a second. It's not that big, so it's literally one step, and I might manage to decant the water from my tea making thing, and then I will be back. I'm still here. This is probably not ideal, but hey ho, we will make do. Actually, I think I might just do this outside slightly so that I don't spill water everywhere. There you go, needs must. Look, this is, I've just emptied this to get water for painting. Right, there we go. Preparation is incredible. Right. And I think we've got a couple of paintbrushes still left. Half of them are still in my bathroom. They're all drying out. But we should manage. Or should manage, so it's all good. What I'm going to do is I am going to get some gesso. And we're going to start to white out these houses a little bit. And then we were going to deepen the whites with pencil and pen. And that's the plan. Hopefully it works. So I'm just going to grab some white gesso. There we go. White gesso. Okay. Normal service has resumed. Let me try to find a better paintbrush. As I said, the trouble is all the decent ones are currently drying out in the bathroom. That's because I left it weeks and weeks and weeks before I cleaned my brushes. Which is not good. Right. Let's get going. So, my plan is that we're kind of going to white these out, and I also might make a little cloud for them to sit on. Now, we are working on a watercolour background. Hi, Caroline. We're working on a watercolour background, so the pigment will activate as we use a water-based product on it. So we should still get shades and tones as we do this. So we should get a lovely, soft, ethereal look. And now I've automatically gone into relaxation mode. I was feeling a little bit like a headless chicken before, to be honest, trying to get everything organised and ready. But now, as soon as the paintbrush is in hand, it's like, oh, chill. Chill, chill, chill. Does anyone else find that? That, like, as soon as they start crafting, it's like... Now, ideally, I would have done this technique before adding all these little extra white stars. So we're going to have little spotty houses, but it's okay. It's all good. But basically, we are going to fill them in slightly so that they stand out from the background. And I'm going to almost do it so we want the heavier white as almost like our shadow areas now. So normally we go dark in our shadow areas, but on this occasion we're going bright. So we want the opaque white at where the shadow areas would be, and then we will gradually pull it out, and we're given like a really soft look. You could do this with any stamps. I think I've done it in the past with like animals and things. But I decided that it would be easier to do it not as with a character. But you can see that the pigment is starting to move as I activate it with water. Oh, you were like that this afternoon, Lisa. It's like, yeah. As soon as the crafting starts, whether it be the paints, you did loads of watercolour this afternoon, weren't you? When I pick up a brush, you don't relax at all. Oh dear, why is that? What do you find stressful about painting? I think this is why many of us sort of get into crafting, because it's a lovely de-stress, unwind, sort of mindful activity. I think this is why I find it difficult to keep chatting whilst we are crafting together, because I go into the zone where I'm just being, it's very sort of mindless, and you're just moving your little paintbrush around and not having to think of things, and it's just very relaxing. You're going to Lay's Hope. Hope you see some sunshine. Hello. I'm just seeing you all chatting to each other. Now, because I was trying to work out all the techie stuff at the beginning, I didn't do my cheeky bit where I said, if possible, please can you share the live. There's a couple of the girls that are on my DT. If anyone has the know-how, don't all do it, because it'll be a bit of a bombardment. But if one of you can say that you're doing it, if there's any chance of copying the link and then pasting it into the group, that would be delightful. Because this streaming platform no longer goes into my group. And I could have set that up myself, but I was kind of short on time. But yeah, I'm going to be really cheeky, and if you have the know-how and you want to, if you could share this live so that more people happen to come across it, that would be delightful. Oh, look how ethereal that looks. You love the effect and how it dries all misty. Thank you, Claire. Thank you, Rianne. Rianne's done it, girls. Okay, so as I said, I'm trying to make sure that we've got area, because what I don't want is like big blocks of white so that it all just looks like a big white house. We're still wanting those shades and tones and different things going on. So that's why I'm sort of putting white in at the beginning and then pulling it out. It might, this one over here might need another layer, but that's okay. We'll just keep working with it. I'm quite impressed at thinking of this at the very last minute. I literally came down here because hubby was out and I was watching Little Miss, who's already in bed, poor toot. So yeah, I was just wanting to make sure she was okay, but he didn't come in until literally, I think it was like 7:57, so I sort of had to come down, turn the computer on, get it all set up, and I hadn't had a chance to work out what I was doing. So I just grabbed something and hope for the best. But so far, sometimes when you wing it, it's the best. So far, I think we're doing all right. Oh, it's so pretty. It needs grounded though. Now, I don't know whether to, I fancy doing like a big fluffy cloud, so it's like a castle in the sky, like your dream home or something. And let's get the roofs and doors done. Hi Deb, don't worry, I don't do a register and find out who's here on time. Just whenever you're available to pop in or pop back out, that's absolutely fine. We could add some extra details with some pencils. We can even add coloured pencils after if we want to. This would look really good with the dragons that we've got, I think. Or fairy wings, something like that. I know, Billy's got a great username, hasn't she, Deb? It's making me want cake now, though. Although I do have a bag of fruit pastels beside me. But I'll probably not munch on that whilst I'm talking to you, because it will be most unpleasant hearing me chomp away. Hello, Monica. Hello, Create Evie. Lovely to have you with us. Right. I'm going to do this little thing here now. I'll probably go a more solid white on the doors. And as I said, we are working on top of a water-based product here, which is why we're getting this movement in these soft lilacs and pinks, because we're gradually moving the pigment around. So if we were to do this on acrylics, we wouldn't get that movement. I mean, you still, because gesso does have a transparency to it, you could still get the effect just by lightening the gesso by having more water on it. So as long as what you're putting on top was sort of semi-transparent, you could still create a similar effect. But we will get more colours doing it on a water-based product. Hello, Gala Creates. It would work well with the aquatic adventures. It would. So what you would have to do is either print it out first and then do your what do you call it? Then do your galaxy background on top of it. We'll have to experiment. I'll maybe experiment as one of our makes. So we do have a whole mermaid thing going on. This was Lisa messaged me yesterday and said, can JMC do its own mermaid? I had thought about it. And then I decided against it because I thought there's no way I could keep up and manage to do 30 makes in the month, or 31. But the team have rallied round and they're all going to give, there will be inspiration every day following the prompt by one of the members of the team, because they're all just amazing. I have to say, I'm so lucky. I do have one of the most amazing teams. They are so proactive and really get on board and everyone does lots and lots. It's not like they just shove their makeup once a week and we don't hear from them again. They're so active in the chat and talking to each other, and they want to do different things within what we do at JMC, and it's lovely. I really love it and appreciate it. So yeah, so the lovely Lisa broached me about it yesterday, and so we put the prompts together. Lisa did most of the prompts and got it all organised. So what we're going to do is, because it's mermaid, there will be prompts out, and they're inspiration for you to just craft with. And hopefully, if you use the hashtags mermaid24 and obviously the JMC design ones, the more people that take part and use the hashtags, the more you feel part of the community, because you'll find different people will find your various social media things because you're using the hashtags, and so you get to find new crafty friends that way. And hopefully you'll get a little bit of inspiration as well. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw another mermaid that will just be for the winner. So the only person that will have the digital stamp. So we're giving away at random. Somebody will get a prize. Oh, sorry, that's my computer making noises. Let me just turn the speaker off. Somebody will get a prize. And it will be an exclusive digi that only you have, as well as a cheeky wee discount code for the shop. So it's worth joining in for that. But yeah, as we were saying, this would work well with the aquatics collection. So I think you would either have to print off your image, create your background so that you could sort of still see the lines, and then do this. Or if you've got I'm going to have to start experimenting. I don't have one, but if you've got a laser printer that uses the toner, you can foil on that, so that would create a resist where it would create a resist where the what am I trying to say, where the outline is. So you'd maybe, that would help to preserve your line art, and then you could go in and do that. So that's a possibility. Or you could create your background and then put your background like this through your printer. But you will find it will obviously print, it will print the lines black. So you'd have to find a way of sort of preserving it. This has just gone a little bit too white, so I'm just going to knock it back slightly. Let's see, we can get our coloured pencils in here a little bit just to add touches of colour. But yeah, I'm not overly thrilled with how I've gone a bit, I was getting too carried away with what I was saying, and I've just gone in a bit heavy-handed with the gesso there. But if it's not right, it's not the end. We just keep working at it till we are happy. So it's all good. Oh, I love that. It looks so mystical. Thank you, Deb. Oh, Alison's first up on Wednesday. Yep. I'll put my name down for a few as well. The trouble is, I also want to follow some of the prompt lists. I want to draw some new mermaids. So I'll be trying to draw mermaids as well as maybe that'll be next year's collection, the ones that I draw in this year. Right, I'm not happy with the doors, so we will definitely be getting pencils onto that to fix that. So it's all good. Right, I think it would be cool. I don't want to overheat that because we have embossed it and you don't want to overheat your embossing. I would quite like the lamp stand. I think that would be cool. So I quite like that, and then maybe some of the plants. Now, because I don't have a mask, we're going to have to be careful about how we stamp this. I mean, I could make a mask, but that would require effort. So we'll, to be honest, actually we'll be all right, because all I need to do is brush it away with a dry brush. So we're all good. Let's not worry about it overly. So I'm going to just add a few extra bits and pieces. And then I'm thinking that we create a little cloud for this to sit on. So I'm just going to get this on. Love it, you do that and see absolutely nothing. Thank you, Sue. It is looking quite magical, isn't it? It's a fun technique. It's not something I've done overly much. I need to experiment more with techniques. Ooh. Or do you ever find that you have them and then you forget them? Now, I don't know if you can see. Let me see. There's a little bit of powder that's kind of gone off on the corner there. And then that's normally where you would mask. But because we're using embossing powder, all I need to do is get a little brush. If I can find one that's not going to cause, I just want a little diddy one. There we go, got a little diddy one here. And all I'm going to do is just knock away the powder in the corner of that bit there and on the corner of that bit there. And that should mean that we don't get any over stamping. Right. I'm trying to tidy up the embossing powder as I go so we don't have a disaster. It's giving you Disney vibes. Cool. Who would live here then? If somebody from Disney is living here, who would it be? Have I got anything happening there? No. What's occurring here? Oh, do you know what it is? That's annoying. I've picked up the clear embossing instead of the white. Right. Let's hope that I can kind of stamp roughly in the same place. That's a bit annoying. I was thinking it was looking awfully pale. The fairy godmother in Cinderella. Bibbidi bobbidi boo. Let's hope that we don't create some new weird and wonderful technique here, having two sorts of embossing powder laid on top of each other that's going to create some sort of disaster. We'll have either invented the next technique or created something truly horrific. Right, just take that a bit better. There we go. Or the three little dumpy fairies. Is that Sleeping Beauty? The three little dumpy ones. I think it might be. Yeah, I want to start singing, but I'll probably end up getting some sort of copyright thing smacked on my video, so I better not. Yeah, we've got a bit of dodgy, very... But it's alright, we'll make it work. There we go. It's all good, it's all good. And I'm still going to have to fix these doors. The doors are bothered. You could be one. Don't be daft, Lisa. Oh, I've just stuck my finger in that before I've let it dry. Right, let's see. I think we want a tree. Let's have a tree. I'm wanting, that's this tree. I want this tree. I should have left room for the washing, but I didn't think it would work, but actually maybe it would. Right, I'm trying to work this out now. So sometimes if you're not sure whether things are going to work, we have the printed thing on the acetate, so it means you can sort of lay over and decide. Because I'm trying to decide which, and that tree works quite well there. I'm just going to use this tree. And then we will create a cloud. So we'll get this here, sitting here, and then we'll put one on the other side. Oh, hello, there's a whole load of you have just jumped onto the live. Hi Matt, hi Barbara. Hi, oh no, I'm going to struggle with this one. Macpasmeno, sorry. Unfortunately, Instagram doesn't give me your names, it just gives me your handles. And if it's really long with lots of letters, I struggle. I do apologise. Right, let's get these trees embossed. This desk is getting more and more full of craft supplies. We're going to have a craft of lunch before we know it. Right, sorry guys on Instagram, I've just realised I've totally come off the... We're on two different views and sometimes I just don't quite get it right. Hopefully I've got you back in the centre now, so we're all good. Hello autopilot. Right, so I'm just going to emboss these as well, and then we will do the gesso treatment there. We will create a bit of grounding. And then see what occurs. Okie dokie. That's not how you do it. When you're doing your embossing, you should just stay until it's melted and then move on. This wafting does absolutely nothing, so I don't know what I was doing there. But don't do that. That's not helpful. Right, there we go. Let's continue. Get some more gesso. And then let's white these out a bit more. Now it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen with that lamp because of the fact I've double stamped it. And I can see where I've double stamped it as well, which is most annoying. So it will create a bit of a resist. So that could either look really cool or not. We will discover soon which of those it is. Hello, Adriana. Lovely to have you join us. Right. A little bit of this. So what I want to know is who, after watching this, is going to grab their embossing powders and start playing with their embossing powders. As I said, it's the first thing, one of the first things I discovered with stamping, and it's so exciting and magical, and yet I get so used to just stamping something out and then getting my colouring mediums out and colouring that I forget that you've got all these other techniques that you can do with your stamps. And then I sort of rediscover them and become obsessed. And also, so yeah, that's what I want to know. Who's going to now pull their embossing powders out and have a play? And also, who's currently crafting? Is anyone currently crafting whilst they're watching? Because I love that idea. I love the idea of the fact that you're all just sort of sat in my craft room and we're all just having a little natter and a bit of crafting together. All just doing our own thing and being creative. That is so cool. Right, let's get this in and see what occurs. I'm thinking that I might try and create a little bit of a yellow glow on this as well. We'll see. We need to do that with our pencils. We're getting a little bit of resistance, but it's not too bad. I don't think it's going to affect the overall look. You're multitasking, watching Corrie at the same time. Love it. Well, thanks, Sue, for dropping in a link. That's great. Oh, Alison, you're not crafting tonight. Are you just watching, or are you doing something? Are you multitasking as well? And most of the things I tend to watch, I'm always multitasking at the same time if I'm on a live. Michelle did a live in our group yesterday, which was amazing. She was colouring with Sharpies. I've never coloured with Sharpies, so it's something I'm going to have to give a try. And I was like busy cooking dinner because we were going out later, so I was busy cooking dinner, getting it in the slow cooker. So I was like trying to do it, and then also comment and stuff at the same time. Right, now we need a fluffy cloud. You're cleaning bathrooms, Elizabeth. Oh dear. I'm hoping I'm making that task slightly more bearable by the fact that we're crafting together at the same time. That looks like snow. I don't want it to look like snow. I want it to look like a cloud. But I think to do that, we're going to have to get a pencil and pen in to give it a more definite line. I want it to be quite cloud-like. I think what we need to do is draw other clouds as well. I need a cloud shape. You're messaging, just watching, my back is playing. Oh, sorry, Alison. Sorry I've had a tough day. Take care of that back. Nothing worse than when your back goes. That's quite harsh over there. We will rectify it. At the minute I'm trying to get a shape of a cloud because it's not looking like a cloud. It's looking like there's snow, and it bothers me because I don't want snow. I want a cloud. Let's see if I can get a little bit going between the houses as well. Don't know if that helps at all. And then maybe if we sort of do something like that as well. We're literally just making this up as we go along now. And my obsession with clouds. Sue's just watching tonight as well. Hello, Tessie girl and Madison. Little Arctic Crafts, lovely to have you with us. Right, well, now I've sort of got in those rough shapes. Let's just move the gesso a little bit so we get a little bit of multi-tonal values going in. And see, we'll work in with our pens and our pencils to get more definite edges to those clouds. And hopefully that will help. This is what you get when you're just winging it and have no idea what you're doing. You can definitely see a lot more movement of colour down here because we're working on a darker area. So it's activating and going really quite blue, which is a bit annoying because I want the cloud to look a bit more white, but hey ho. Might have to come in with a bigger brush for this, I think. You used to backache, you've had arthritis in your spine for over 40 years. Oh, I'm sorry. I have back problems as well, and it's like it's not nice. I broke my collarbone as a teenager in high school, and that sort of jiggered the top of my back, and then my coccyx was damaged during childbirth. So yeah, understand the whole back thing and how difficult it is. Right, I'm going to go, let's get a bigger brush. We need to sort these clouds out a bit more, and we're just needing a bigger brush to get started. So now that I've just knocked all that back, I'm putting it back in. This is going to take multiple layers because it's getting really dark there and I don't want it to. Also, I'm not sure, have I lost the magicalness now by adding too much clouds? Has it got too, I don't know. I'm wondering whether I've ruined it now. I feel like I have. But what you have to remember was whatever sort of art you do and whatever sort of project you do, you have to be prepared for it to go through an ugly stage. Most artwork does. So I'm hoping that we've just hit this ugly stage and all will be right in the end. Hi, just Jana. Hi, Nikki. I'm trying to, if we add more curves into this in various places, then hopefully we will get it looking more cloud-like if I do the same there. And then work down. Hee, what a mess. Oh dear. It was looking so pretty before. I think that movement of the blue has made it look magical again. Thank you. Hello Sharon, how are you? Right. Yes, there's something, yeah. I think once we get some colours moved and we get some more definite edges to the clouds, which we're not going to be able to do till we get our pens in and our pencils, that hopefully we will get it to right again. But right now, it's just looking, maybe not too bad. Trust the process, she says, panicking quietly inside. There we go. Thing is, I'm actually not liking it, I'm not gonna lie, but if we were to just cut that down again, which I'm quite tempted to do, that might work. And I think that's what I might do. I was going to be cutting it down anyway to go into a journal, so I think that might be the plan. So let's waft this dry and we'll do that. And I think as soon as we've done that, the framing of it will look better. The other thing is it's quite lopsided, it's really heavy here now, and so the whole balance of the project is a bit off. Whereas I think once that becomes the main feature again, we'll have a bit more balance. It's just not, it's not following the rules of, the rule of threes or the having it in the triangle areas. You've got your triangle there, but then this is too heavy at the bottom, so it's not balancing it properly. So let's just chop it. Whoop. Sorry about that, guys. Right. As I said, I never intended this to be an A4 piece, so we're all good. Right, sorry. I've got a keyboard right ahead of me, which is stopping me to, there we go. Then I can get you back in shot again. Hello, Vika Craft. Lovely to have you with us. Okay, so we shall do that. Get this so that we've just got a little bit at the bottom. The card's a little bit warped because it has had a lot of watercolour on it. And I think once we get all this bottom bit dry, there we go, I'm happy with that already. Once we get all of this bottom bit dry and we get the details in, the fact we've got that black edge there, if we bring that black edge down and along here, we will get the framing back in and it'll help it to look a little bit better again. So I think we're all good now. I'm just going to give that a quick waft. I don't want to waft it too much because we have embossed on this and you can over emboss your embossing so that it just sinks into the page. But I'm just trying to make it dry enough to work on. So I think what we'll do now is let's get some pencils so we can define part of the, we can define the edges, we can get a bit more brightness to that white. Sorry, I'm sliding across the room, so if the sound has suddenly gone a bit funny, I'm just stretching over to get my pencils. Right. so let's grab a white. And I also would like a yellow. I don't want too many colours because I want to keep it nice and ethereal. We might do something about the doors, but we'll see how we go. You like the cutting down yet? Sometimes, you know, if it's not right, it's not in the end. You just keep going. I would never throw a project away thinking that's it, it's not worked. Sometimes it is a little bit about problem solving. But yeah. And quite often, you know, if you make your like your backgrounds and things, sorry, I'm just sharpening this pencil. If you make your backgrounds and things and you don't like it, cutting it down like that's quite often a good trick to do. Look at the point on that, it's fab. It's a great one, this pencil sharpener. I can always link it once I've done, but it's so good. One of the best pencil sharpeners I've had. Right, so I'm just going to add, let's switch you around actually, because don't switch quite as brightly, hide the wires. And I'm just going to turn this bright light off because it seems to be better at this angle. Right. Sorry, I'm just going to try and get the camera angle a bit better. There we go. There we go. Much better. Right. The whole point of having this camera angle so you can see what I'm doing. Right. So I'm going to get into the corners and things, and I'm going to, I'm burnishing here. Now normally when I start colouring, I wouldn't start at the burnish stage. I would go really light and soft and build up the colour. But to be honest, we've already done that with the gesso. So I'm just kind of really emphasising those areas that I want to be a nice bright white. And just getting them a little bit darker. So your gesso is semi-transparent, so it will do a little bit, but it'll maybe not get the opacity that we want to just make it really pop. But hopefully we will get that from our pencils. Also, our pencils are not water-based, so they won't be moving the colour that's underneath. Whereas with the gesso, it did. But that was fine because we were wanting the colour to move to get that ethereal look. And now I've gone back into colouring mode and forgetting to speak mode. Right. Hi Whimsy Musings, lovely to have you with us. Okay, so let's just add this. Definitely getting a bit of depth now. It's so cute. Right. I'm going to just try and create a bit of texture in the door. I don't particularly want to start bringing more colours in. I like the colours we've got, and I think just a pop of yellow by the light would be really good. But maybe I can sort of draw the green of the door in. That might make it look a little bit better. And I'm able to get a bit more even coverage on that as well. So you could do this sort of, yes, I've gone galaxy background here, but any backgrounds that you make with your watercolours, you know, I know a lot of us maybe make jelly prints, or we make a whole load of swooshy backgrounds with our distress inks and stuff like this. This sort of technique where we put a stamp in and build up a colour like this, it would work on bright colours and any sort of monochrome look. So we could maybe look at doing different styles of this. I've got a background in one of my journals that I would love to do something similar to this too, but I think because it's in the Jane Davenport A4 one, it's going to need a bigger image than what I have got in stamps. So I think I'd be best using a digi stamp, but then it's how I would transfer it. So I'm thinking about if I got some carbon paper or something, we could transfer it a little bit more and it would look a bit better. Okay, I'll bring this a bit closer because I'm getting a bit far away from the camera. Okay. Let's see, I'm sort of going in with like a burnish pressure, and then I am lightening that up so that we still get the detail of the cloud there. Now let's try, I'm thinking it would be fun if we could get a little bit of yellow into here, not a lot, just a little bit, and then I can see that really well in real life, but it's not quite showing up on screen. Hello Sharon, how are you? What time is it where you are, my lovely? Evening, you'll have to watch from the start when you finished. Thank you, Carol. Just wherever you're able to, that'd be fab. So we've got here, so I'm thinking that if we bring a bit of yellow over onto the house here, just a little bit, so it's like that light is casting a little bit of light, not too much. I think it will just add a little extra detail, and I'm going to do the same down the tree here. A little bit on the ground and then just a little bit in this cloud here. So it's almost as though this lamp is casting a yellow glow. Pop it down the side, there we go. That's cool. Right, I'm going to put you back to overhead. You see what I mean? There we've got the yellow from the lamp just casting a little bit of light around some of those areas there. So let's now grab, I'm just going to put the light back on if I can get the right wire. Hello, it's 5:25 a.m. Oh my word, Sharon. How are you awake? That's awfully early. Although in all fairness, I was awake at that time this morning and sketching mermaids like you do. Right, I'm going to grab a variety of white pens and see if we can continue to build this up a little bit. And give it, hello Malice Illustration. Sorry, those of you on Instagram, please feel free to give me your names, because as I said, it's Instagram only gives me your handle name. And very few of us are on Instagram with our actual names. A lot of us are on with our business names and things like that. Right, so I'm trying to define these lines a little bit. And I'm going to have to discover which is the best pen to do it. It could be the Posca in all honesty, so without having, oops. Yeah, there's not even, I can't even hear anything shaking that. That's, can't hear a ball shake. That's not a good sign. Thank you, Sharon. Oh, yeah, there we go. But it says it all. Can't hear the ball. Then it's not flowing properly. There we go. Thank you, Sharon. So what we've done is we had a pre done background. So this is a galaxy background that I made forever ago and has just been sat in my stash. And we have stamped over it with some white embossing powder, and then used gesso and pencils to block out the white, but because it is watercolour, it's water reactive. And so we've managed to pull a little bit of that colour into the image and created a little bit of ethereal look. I'm just going to add this. Posca's definitely the best. This is the finest tip Posca I have, unfortunately. So I'm not going to get beautiful fine lines, but I'm beginning to get a bit of definition on some of those clouds and things, which is all good. And to be honest, we're most likely going to need to go over that again after we're done. I think I'm getting to the stage where I'm really happy with it, so I don't want to go much further. We've also been on an hour, can you believe that? So what I am going to do though, let's just give that another waft. What I am going to do is I am going to grab, if I can find it, my the soot, whatever it's called, the black distress ink, because we've got black going on this side here and here, and I think just to frame it we need to bring that back round. Now which box this is going to be in is anyone's guess, so probably because I'm live it'll be the last box that I look in. Well, that is standard, isn't it? Right, please, black suit, there we go. Second box, that's not bad, we could have gone through a few more. Right, let's grab a blending mat, or two, for some reason I have two there. I took, the last time I went to the care home last week, because the first time we had stickers and toppers that we did with the residents, and then the last time we did stencils and ink, and oh, they were having a marvellous time putting the ink through the stencils. They seemed to really enjoy it, which was lovely. So I'm going to bring this darker edge down here so that it's framed a bit more evenly. I don't need to concentrate too much on this. This is mostly done with watercolour. I will have ink drying the edge because I normally do. But we're just going to even it out by having it a bit darker on this side as well. Okay. And then I'm going to put a tiny bit along the bottom and hope that I don't regret it. I want to keep the lightness there, but I still want to create a edging. She says going over it again to make it darker. There we go. Still need a bit more darkness on this side, so I'm going to try and go a bit heavier actually, like the Brave, and just go straight on. Should we just go straight on? It's soaked in ink. Okay. Excellente. Right. Because it's me, we still need to edge in black because it seems essential to my life to be able to do that. Part of me is quite tempted to stamp. We've got a little silhouette hat here. Part of me is quite tempted to stamp that in black right at the front, but I'm not sure if I'll ruin it. So let me know what you think in the comments. Big dried out pro marker that one is. Thank you, Pauline. Just get a little bit of black edging around it to frame it properly. Hi, Bradgel Dole. I'm so sorry, I feel so bad because I feel like I butcher all the names on Instagram. Right, what do we think? Leave as is? Leave as is? Or stamp out the black cat? And have a black, maybe it'll throw the balance off actually. I think it's going to throw the balance off. Let's leave as is, seeing as there's been no comments. We'll do it like that. Perfecto. So that's us for today. Let's just tidy away the desk so that we can't see all the mess. There we go. So that was stamping with white embossing powder over a pre-watercoloured background. And thank you, Carol. Carol agrees that we leave as is. And a little bit of gesso, a little bit of pencil work. And there we go. Something a bit different for today. So thank you ever so much for joining me. Do stay tuned for everything GMC. Stay in the group. We are going to be doing our very first. Thank you, Alistair. Hubby likes it. Now that is a seal of approval. Normally, hang on. Let me go face to face. Right, let me just fix the lighting. Sorry. See, I've still got the ring light up. Normally, I show him what. I'm just going to turn the ring light off so that I don't have big. There we go. Normally, I show him something and go, like, what do you think? And he goes, oh, why is there yellow on the cloud? So the fact that he's saying amazing, that's obviously I've done a really good job. There we go. So thank you ever so much for joining me. We still have the discount code running on the aquatic adventures, yeah. That lasts until midnight tonight, so if you were thinking about that, good time to get it. Mermaid starts on Wednesday, so there'll be lots of fun happening, loads happening in the Facebook group. I will share as many of the makes and things on Instagram. There will be tutorials coming up on YouTube as well. So thank you all ever so much for joining me, and I will see you guys next time once I find this little button and can say goodbye properly.